in the middle of share screen and react? Oh, well, you're recording. That's okay.
Okay.
All you have to do is hit your video camera. It might have an X across it, or there she is. Hey, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Glad to have you back on the second interview.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Beautiful as usual.
Why, thank you. Likewise.
Well, we've talked before, Tiffany. I'm Barbara. So we've talked before, and Derek is there too. I'm going to ask you some questions, and Derek will chime in, and we're just going to be relaxed and have fun with this, okay?
Gotcha.
And I know you know how to have fun, okay?
Hi.
Okay, so Tiffany, I call you AKA Bougie, but give me tell me your full name and your age. We're going to start out like that.
My name is Tiffany Elaine Atkinson. I am 39 years of age, and I'll be 40 August the 19th.
Wow. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wonderful 40. Wonderful 40. Well, I remember when we spoke before, Tiffany, your flair, your competitiveness in the slingshot, it was so much going on with you, and it was just so interesting. I could have talked to you for hours. I mean, so we wanted to kind of circle back and really get into the meat of this. So I may ask you some of the same questions, but it's okay. I just kind of really want to dive into some things. So tell me about your personality. Let's start off with that.
Woo.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to start off with that.
I would say I get complimented on my personality a lot. Like I hear I'm very down to earth a lot. Most people meet me within a couple minutes. They say they feel like they've known me forever, that I can relate, or either they'll say something like, after we talk a while, you have a heck of a testimony. I can look up a lot of things you've been through. I've been there, I'm still there. And just by being around you, seeing you, you give me hope to know that there's better days if I keep going. So that's generally my personality.
Okay.
I'm very energetic. I'm full of life. I like to get up and go. I don't care what people say or think about me or I have made in life. I'm just me. You live life every day, and you only get one chance at it. So I'm going to do it my way. If it's wrong, I learn from my mistakes and keep moving. I never want to leave here and feel like I have regrets or I should have done this or that. So I just do what I want on a day-to-day basis within reason.
That's a good way to live, Tiffany, because tomorrow is not promised.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you had a really significant backstory when we were talking about some personal stuff.
Yes.
Do you mind kind of sharing that a little bit more with me? And let's talk about that again. Because it was to see you come back from that.
Yes.
It was helpful to me, and it was definitely a good testimony. So if you don't mind, if you could just share a little bit of that.
All within the nutshell, to try to sum it up, I grew up non-denominational. So that means no TV, no pants, no radio, no music. I had nothing that the average person had growing up. Every day it was church 7 days a week. I was a preacher, pastor's daughter. Okay. So I used to play sports, do all these things that everybody had a chance to do. And I still haven't had a chance to do it now. Drinking, smoking, clubbing is still really not my thing, though I will go to a club if invited. I didn't have everything I wanted growing up because of my religion, but I had love in my house. I went through some things growing up, from being burned at the age of 4, being almost homeless in a sense, homeless, leaving my relationship, my marriage of 10 years before I started over. I've been through so much. went to school for criminal justice, then opened my security company, taxes, my boutique, and I didn't give up. I tried to work one job, and that was at the airport for $5.25 an hour. I tried to do everything right, and I did. They said you can't ask for tips, but I seen everybody else doing it. They didn't get in trouble. So one day I thought, the heck, let me just say it. So I had a Hispanic client. I said propino, because that's what they say you're supposed to say for tip. I said it. Unfortunately, that individual went and told that I said it. Out of all the people every day that said it, they told on me. It cost me my job of $5.25. And basically ever since then, I just say, you know what? It was $5.25. You wasn't paying me enough anyways. It's not enough to take care of any kids. And I decided that I wanted better. So I put myself in a position and I figured out what I needed to do to get better. I did. And ever since then, the road has been up. I've always believed in God, and everything that I have touched have turned into gold. Since the last time that you and I talked, I now in 2 weeks, I get the key to my last and hopefully final business, which is a beauty bar. So I'll be doing lashes, hair, body cavitation, V-steams, you name it. If you name it, it's going in. We're doing it. So it's a 9-room office, and I'm trying to put a lot of people that was where I was before, kind of like in the position to where I am now, because as you know, I'm a loner. I don't have any female friends. I don't have anybody, you know, other than the people that's inside my home, my mom and my brother. And I feel like they always say birds of a feather flock together. I don't want to be a pigeon, because they kind of like stay low to the ground. They don't really go nowhere. So I'd rather be an eagle and soar high. That's just where I'd rather be. But you don't really see a lot of them. So in order for me to have people like me, I feel that's on my level of life, I'm going to have to reach down and work with some people to be able to bring them up. So no, I didn't want to get this 9-room office because, you know, the rent is astronomical. But I said, because I touch everything I touch turns to gold, and God has always been by my side. Like, I've been so blessed beyond measures. These last couple months, I've been totally blessed. I've decided to take the chance, bring some people in that I've been watching along my journey that seemed like they were struggling and could use a little help. Bring them with me, and let's just see where this could go. So it's really hard not having nobody I can call to say, hey, girl, let's go to the nail shop, or hey, let's take this cruise. Because when I do, by me being the boss, I have to be prepared to pay everybody's way. And it's okay. I have no problem with that because I'm in a better situation. But it would be nice to be able to say, hey, girls, let's go. And everybody can hold their own. So I'm willing to help put them in a position to where I can have the type of people I want around me, kind of sort of like me. I'm willing to help them get there. So if anything happened to me, or I shall fall, because we know great towers do tumble sometimes. If I put them in position, I'm hoping that they remain loyal, and I can always go back to them if I should ever fall. And then they put me back in a position to where I was. And then if it happens to them, we kind of like give each other that hand. So that's where I am right now.
Wow. That's a good place to be. It really is. Don't change. Don't change. Now I see your pizzazz and your style, and I know you have a boutique. I know you're very fashionable. How does that match the slingshot? Your personality and the slingshot. And tell me about your world with the slingshot.
Well, lately, because of COVID, not really many people have been riding. Though they try to put together little groups, you know, and little trips for people to go. Sometimes I go if I'm free, and sometimes I don't go. But when I do go, it's like I'm the life of the party. Everybody is happy to see me. Like, I go and I just bring like, I can't describe it to you. It's just like, I just be me. Like,
You
some
bring
people,
that energy.
yes, I do. And other people bring it too, but it's like, you know how okay, like when we're at a family gathering, when I walk in, what I see is everybody's having a good time. That's from my perspective. Everybody playing dominoes, they got a card table, they listening to music, they vibing. I'm just walking in the door. To me, it looks like everybody is having a good time. But it's like when I pull up and I step in and hello everyone, how you doing? It's like things go from what I thought was a 10 already to like a 20. And everybody be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. And then they play the music. Like, I'm ready to get on the dance floor. And before I got there, nobody is really dancing. Nobody is really, just laughing. Everybody is so serious on the domino table, so serious on the card table. And when I come, it's like the fun that I thought they were already having, it went up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually, when it comes to the slingshot, it's like, it's the same way. But I kind of backed off, honestly. Do you mind if I take off my jacket? Because I'm getting a little warm.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. And I got the air on in here. I don't understand why it's
Look at an outfit. Wow.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's Tiffany. That's Tiffany. All right now, Tiffany.
Oh, but, okay. Now I feel much better because I can breathe. So I really don't get out much with them. And some of it is for my own personal reasons, because like, it's a lot of women. Like lately, it's a lot of women been added to, like, been getting slingshots and been coming out, and then they broaden it. So it's not just slingshots anymore. Like, they got riders that are riding Can-Am spiders, and they got some that does motorcycles, and it's like they're colliding it all together. So when it's like that, oh my gosh, where do I start? When it's like that, it's like, it's so much tension. It's so much, the girls are already clicked up from the different groups. And then here go me, it's just little solo me. And I walk in and, I don't have a persona or attitude that I can't get along with anybody. Like, I'm a people person. I go in and I speak and whatever, but it's generally sometimes like the things that I wear that they would generally say, like, oh, well, damn, she thinks she's all of that, or I see the whispers, I see the stares, sometimes I hear the things, and I be saying to myself, like, I don't think any of those things. It's like, if you want the laughing stock of your class growing up because you couldn't wear pants and because your life was so different and everybody picked at you your whole life. I was never just really small, but I wore like a size 14, which is in between. Never really had a waist, but I always had hips and butt. So people always picked at me for that. And picked at so much, and talked about so much. You try to make it be like water off a duck's back, but at the same time, a lot of those things hurt it. So now that I'm grown, I kind of fixed a lot of things that people made me feel insecure about.
Right.
A lot of it I did because I wanted to do, but I fixed a lot of things. So I don't think that I'm better than anybody, but I mean, I think I'm about 120 grand in over the last 8 years of getting 10,000 this year, 12,000 this year, getting everything done from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. So I'm not going to dress like your grandmother, or I'm going to wear things that I feel compliment my body, because if it was you would too, so sometimes I see that when I go places, and sometimes I can be very outspoken. I don't like to be stared at. I think it's impolite. And I tell people, I'll say, hi, how are you? Hello. It's okay to speak, because I compliment women all day. I tell them that they're pretty. I tell them that they're attractive. If I see something about you, I'm going to compliment you, because sometimes we need, as women, we need to hear that.
Right.
Even though we're pretty or we think this, but sometimes we can doubt ourselves about something, or should I have wore this? And just for somebody to give you that compliment, it means everything. So that's the reason why I don't dibble and dabble too much, because of the women that, because they've merged so many, and they're all clicked up, and it just be me. So I just try to, when I can, I try to stay out the way. I pick and choose which rides I go on, and I go on a lot of rides. But when they start bringing in like the motorcycle girls or the Can-Am the Can-Am Spider girls, I tend to not, go to most of those events.
You just keep it real, and then you want to stay with your slingshot. That's where you started. That's where you want to be.
Yeah. But what the guy did, what he did was tag the name of the group basically with Can-Am, with this. So it's like he expanded it. So now you have like women from everywhere. And I know I'm not the only attractive woman, and I know that I'm not the only sexy woman in the world. I get it. I know that. But I'm brutally honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest. But within that group, or within the groups that I've seen, they're mostly older women, more old-fashioned women. When I say old-fashioned, meaning like old school values. Like, oh my gosh, she shouldn't wear that. Oh my gosh, she shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh, she shouldn't say that. And if it's a hot day, I may pull up. I mean, I'm grown. I may pull up in a bikini top, a bikini bottom, and maybe a pair of shorts over the bottom. Like, I dress the occasion. If it's hot, you ain't gonna see me outside in a suit. Those two things don't mix. Summertime, so I like to have fun. And I know that they're gonna be dancing, they're gonna be having fun, and I just want to kind of like blend in a little bit. But a lot of people say it's old school, and then there's a lot of women who can't wear certain things, and they show it when they have an attitude or when they hate. And sometimes if I'm in a group, I've been there where I'm just having a conversation with some people, and people would just chime in. And I'm very outspoken, so I don't have to say too much. I just pick and choose where I go.
How do you think in the slingshot world, just the slingshot world, like, what do you think of the women in that environment that you've had to deal with, or that you deal with, when you're in the slingshot world? Let's be brutally honest. I mean, it's just,
Okay. It's a couple people that I wrote. It's some in that group when it was just slingshots. And I have felt like some of the women, it was tension because some of the things that I wear, they ride with their husbands. I cannot control the things that he do, the things that he say, or, some of them have been flirty, and I'm sure she probably seen it or whatever. And I'm not trying to break up nobody's home, because I ain't got one to give you. If it get broke up, I ain't got a place for you, So I want you to do what you should do. But I mean, people gonna always look, they're gonna always stare, and they're gonna say things. So that's the thing within that group. Except for, like I said, one individual who I was told was, I was looking at or whatever, there was a little tension between her and I. And
who was that?
I just kind of been staying in my lane, out the way, ever since.
Started out as friends, right?
Huh?
Y'all kind of started out as friends, right?
Yeah, we did.
You gave a lot to that individual, I think is what right?
I did. I tried to. It was one of those things that I spoke of earlier. I tried to put her up with me, and I started to honestly feel like I said, I'm brutally honest, and whatever I tell you, I have repeated again. So it's okay. Take a couple boss moves, try to put something together, and I'm gonna come up with $2,000-$3,000. Take me long to come up with no money. Like, I make a couple grand in a day if I choose to. It depends on how I market on my page, because I do divorces, I do it all. So I'm gonna come up with a quick plan the legal way, the legit way, and I'm gonna make some bread fast. That's what I do on any given day.
That's who you are. That's who you are.
So she was supposed to pay me. She didn't. So long story short, I was in my office. She came in and I was like, are you ready, to pay me? Because I seen you booking a trip to go on a vacation. So that means you got some money to pay me. You should not be going on a vacation. You should not be going, if you owe Tiffany some money, you should not be going out to eat, going on a vacation, buying shoes and clothes. Why is you doing all those things with my money? You need to pay me first. And then you have the right to do those things. That's how I seen it. Because you're going to pay your rent and your bills, before you do crazy things or you miss. So she was like, well, I'm not going to be able to pay you right now. And I was like, okay, well, you can just go ahead and grab your things and we're going to go ahead and end this right here. Like, we're not going to be going on and on because I've already held it down for 3-4 months. And then you got some money, you vacationing. And then she was like, well, I got to get ready to have surgery. I got to do this. You already got you together. And then I was like, well, if you think you're going to pay $7,000, $8,000 for some surgery and be good, it's not going to happen. Because by the time you do your stomach, you got to think about your arms, your thighs, your legs, your chin, your neck, everything else. So it's a process. Pay me my money. So she wound up getting her things, leaving out the office. And that basically was that. I have not seen her from this day to that day. But because I didn't want to feel like I was petty about the situation, because sometimes people take business for pettiness, I left her a message that I needed to speak with her. And it took her a couple of days to call me back because I did it on Facebook Messenger. So I know people don't check their messages all the time because they got a light. So a couple of days later, she called me back and I told her, I say, hey, look, no hard feelings, no ill feelings, none of that. It is what it is. You don't owe me. You just keep the money. If it make you feel better, to let you know how sincere I am about the apology in case it don't sound right, I'll be willing to take you out to eat. I say, call me when you're free. I'll treat you to dinner, because I wanted to be grown about the situation, because I sympathize with her losing an individual, because I lost that same individual that's dear to me a couple of years ago. So I just wanted to, and I did that. So I felt like I was being a bigger woman. And she was like, okay, well, I'll call you in a couple of days and we'll link up. Then, see each other. I'm grown about this.
Because it was, with the slingshot world and the women there, I know you looked at her kind of like a sisterhood, you know what I mean?
I loved her dearly. I did. Like, I have never, ever was that close with another individual. Like, we would go party. We would take rides together late at night just to get out the house. Like, we did some things together. So it kind of really, honestly, it bothered me that she switched up on me like that. And if it was about, you can pay me, I really respected that. I would have respected her for that. Yeah. But it didn't happen that way. So it's like,
you did the best that you could, and I think that, I always tell people time tells all, you know what I mean? As long as your heart is clean and you know what you started out or why you did what you did, the rest, you can't account for people, you know what I mean? Unfortunately. So in the slingshot world, when's the last time you went riding?
Oh, wow.
Because you are the life of the party when you go.
The last time I went to ride with them, I want to say it's been about almost the end of last year. Reason being was almost the same reason that individual. We almost have the same reason when it comes to that. I feel like if I'm always there for every ride, I'm always there. For everything that goes on, I'm there. I show up, I show out, meaning whatever I need to bring, like even when we go feed the homeless, like I don't think nobody brings more stuff than me. Though it's not a competition on who brings what, but I don't think nobody take more stuff than I do, because I have a soft spot for the homeless people because I feel like I was there. So I go above and beyond. And I feel like this individual that runs and orchestrates all those rides. I don't know if people paying him for certain things or whatever, but it's like, and I get text messages almost every 3 days of what's going on. And it's like somebody is passing, he wants us to do a ride, somebody is this, he wants a ride. And I'm like, well, when my son went to the Navy, the only thing he wanted was to see all the slingshots on his way out. Do you know he gonna tell me, well, we got a party to go to. We got a party to go to. It's a pool party. So I'm not gonna be able to orchestrate that. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, my son is going to the Navy. That's an accomplishment. And I show up and show out, have been wherever y'all tell me to go. No questions asked. I'm there. And I felt like that was a stab in the back. I let it go. Then when my brother passed last year, always bringing out the slingshots when people pass to cheer them up and things like that. That kind of like would have cheered my mom up a little bit because she was so stressed and depressed, and she still is. She just got out the hospital 3 days ago because she can't shake my brother's death. So I'm dealing with that right now. I feel like you could have sunk the slings. My brother's in a car club. He have a Hellcat. So it was many Hellcats there. It was many that came. But for both of my brother's support came, but my support from the slingshot group did not come. And I'm like, all these people that's passing, I ride, all these people that's sick and on cancer, I try to go to them. And I'll ask you for the same treatment that I think everybody else for the second time, I didn't get it again. So I was like, okay, you know what? You can go to hell. Like, I'm not gonna show up and show out. And then you be telling people, okay, well, you know, Baddie gonna be there, you know, Bougie gonna be there, you know, the one that woo, you know, she gonna be there. And then you have other people coming based on me coming or me being there. And when I needed you 2 times, you let me down. Like, those 2 things really meant something to me. So that's why I rarely go.
Well, do you think that you're gonna start back up again eventually?
Yes, I would say yes. Reason being is because the last 8 weeks ago, I just got my new set. I just did my back lift. So yes, I'm and I got a new wardrobe. So yes, they have to see me like times 10 than they did before. You know, and just to let you know, like, what you did or how you acted, it's cool, you know. And I feel like the best revenge is like just you seeing me being there, you know.
You
so
still riding the top. You still riding the top, you know. So
front and center, like, and then when we ride, he always be like, okay, Tiff, you ride up here in the front. And I'd be like, no, just let me file back to the back with Brandon and Aubrey, you know, because we riding in the back. But I'm gonna have to leave them in the back because when I ride in the front, that means I get out first. That means the back got to see me because I'm in the front. But I try to file back and be in the back. But now I'm about to ride again because my everything has healed. As you can see they move it. So my butterfly that's on my chest, I can flap my wings again. So yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. And so have you done anything with your slingshot lately? I mean, you know, I see how you look.
Well, it's actually going to the shop. I need to take it by Saturday because we're gonna do this. I love colors, so it's gonna be like this. It's like if you see the paint job, the wrap, it would make you think, oh, that's something Nicki Minaj would do. Like, that's something Barbie would do. So it's gonna be really, really like a colorful, like, I can't even describe it, but it's gonna be badass. So I've already paid for my rims and new tires. They're 24 inches. So we have to take it to get the wrap first. Once they do the wrap, they're gonna do the air ride because I want to be able to be lifted to get out because I wear stilettos.
Okay.
And I don't want to get out. And then after the ride, the air ride, then it would be the new rims and tires. That's at Fusion waiting. They already picked out. And I think that that's going to be it. And I think I'm going to change my lights because I have lights, but I want chasers. And I already have.
That's the thing about your car showcases your lights.
Yes, but I'm getting upgraded lights, meaning they're gonna chase, the lights are gonna chase each other when they're on.
Okay.
So it's like a fade in, fade out type of deal. It's like some upgraded lighting. And then we're gonna do seats, and that's basically, I think that's gonna be basically it. Cause I don't wanna do too much and then it start look like something that the modifications is like something that a guy would do. I still wanna keep it cute and, you know, that's it. But I do, the wheels is already done, the wrap, I drop it off by Saturday.
Okay. Derek, you have some questions?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to talk about the big tentpole moments, Tiffany, that are coming up.
The moments?
Huh? Just tentpole, based, just, you know,
You're breaking up, Derek.
Can you hear me? Hear me now? Yes?
Barely.
Barely?
Barely.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm gonna put mine on mute.
Okay, yeah. So basically, just tentpole moments of, you know, of your life. Like, what's coming up for you, like right now? I mean, are you getting married? Are you having another baby? I mean, I'm just giving you an example, but just like subject into that motion. Like, what's coming up big that we can look for in the future?
Well. No babies. I'm done with that. My beauty bar is what I've been working on the past year, basically, and almost a year. So my beauty bar would be opening. And like I said, a woman can come in and get everything she needs done, from teeth whitening, body contouring. We can get her some curves. We can shrink some areas she may not be happy with. Teeth whitening, lashes, brows, hair, makeup, nails, bee stings. Like, this is like the ultimate bar for a woman to come and be pampered. Instead of going over here to the nail shop, going over here to get your hair done, going over here to get a bee sting, going over here to get your teeth whitening, I'm bringing everything under one roof.
Wow.
So coming up,
Awesome.
I get
Awesome.
I get my key on it this month. So
okay. Any big races or any big events coming up you guys going to attend this year or this summer, like going to Atlanta, Miami, New York for you know, with involving the slingshots? Anything big competition you gonna go
to? Well, they do got some rides coming. I think they got one. I want to say they always have one in San Antonio, Dallas, and Galveston. Those three. But when it's farther than that, like 4 or 5 states, I'm not gonna, like, they literally drive the long drive. And then you have some people cheat the drive and they'll put their vehicle, they put their sling inside of a box, you know, and have it shipped, or they'll have it towed there. So if it's more than a 4-hour drive, I even go to Louisiana. But if it's more than like a 4-hour drive, I don't go. But they do got some rides coming up. I'm gonna attend. And as far as competitions, to be honest, I don't compete, because the other people, like, you're not gonna beat them. Like, the stuff that they do and the modifications that they do, you're not gonna beat them. The guys, you would never beat them. So it's like, it's a waste. So not many women really compete in it. It's like more of a guy event.
Got it. Another question. So tell me, just give me some few words about these. When I say these ladies' names, tell me what you think. You know, within a one sentence, or one line. Toy.
Hold on, you're breaking up. You said you're gonna say a name and tell you in one sentence what I think of them.
Yes, Toy.
Okay. Don't know. Don't know her.
You know. Okay. All right. Takoya.
Don't know her. Never heard of that name.
Okay. Chi or Chai? Chai Pete?
Oh, uh,
Okay. We got it. All right. Monique. From
I love
Dallas?
her. Monique,
Okay.
I love her. She's funny. She's a light of the party. She's
Yeah.
down to earth.
Okay. And
Yes.
and Ingrid.
My wannabe. She's cool, I think.
But she wants to be you.
I don't know what else. I mean, if I'm entitled to my opinion, I mean, not want to be me. I just feel like a lot of things I did that I've discussed with her, she's now doing, but it's okay.
Okay. And
my dad always do something great.
okay, and Brandon.
Who?
Brandon?
Oh, he's such a sweetheart. He's funny, a family man. He's slow. He's slow, like not crazy slow, but he's slow moving. He's slow moving. Like when we ride, he's the last. He could be the first one take out, but somehow he's always the last thing in the back. That kind of slow.
Got it. I'm trying to have another question. Hold on a second.
Did you say Shy again? Did that? You said that name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move right along. Okay.